It's all right. Some 22 or 23 years ago, the City of Oregon City floated a bond intended to build a new fire station and a new library. The bond failed miserably, and the library made the decision, because it couldn't have as many people as it needed, to move to the Danielson's, at least at the Danielson's site. And we were very fortunate. I guess it had been about 8 years ago, a library district bond passed, which enabled us to have more revenues coming into the city. But we also had, when the Safeway moved in and we had to move back to the old site, and during that time there was a restoration of the old Carnegie, taking it back to its original, what do you call it? The way it used to look. But in the process, believe it or not, it lost more floor space. So the Oregon City Library was moving back to a place it was before that even had less floor space than it did before. And we were very fortunate to hire, how many years ago?
5.
5 years ago. Maureen Cole. And there were several interview processes at the various neighborhood groups, the city commission, library board. Everybody was interviewing. We must have had about 8 or 9 candidates, I guess. And I talked to every one of them afterwards, and you were the number one choice. And Maureen was the driver of getting what we wanted all the time. The commission originally, and for reasons, thought the library should be at a more central location, but that proved very difficult to arrange in terms of finding property. We would have to spend more money to do it. And so Maureen decided to take a poll of the library users, and most of them said, why do you want to move to another location? And so we made the decision to use the current site and go through the process. And it's been a process that was triggered, of course, by the passing of the bond, and some initial conceptual plans were laid out there that people could see. And what I think is fantastic are 2 things. Number one, when the library district passed 8 years ago, it passed by more than 2/3 of the vote in the whole library, and the whole county. I think maybe one of the cities doesn't, and the county isn't part of our system. Oh, never mind. No, I love to ask us that they don't want to be a city, and I don't blame them. Anyway, so that passed, and then of course when we passed our bond and we're great planning, looking at our district revenue, committing additional money from our general fund, we were able to see that we would be able to build this library without increasing taxes. And you can't do a thing like this unless you have a tremendous commitment on part of the citizens. And there are many citizens that have been directly involved in this library campaign. And I want to recognize every one of them at this time. It's a long list. It's a long list. And what we're going to do is, I'll read the list. You'll come forward. We're going to take a cup. You can take a mug. Some of you are going to be called multiple times. No, you cannot take more than one mug. But you will mention the various boards and committees you served on. We'll start with the PAC members. These are the people that put together the political action committee that got the thing on the ballot and did many other things in terms of raising funds. Wendell Baskins would come forward. I didn't see him. Lynn Baskins. Joan Batten. Tim Christopher. Tim DeLino. Joyce Gifford. William Gifford. Claire Kellogg. Claire. Anyway, Carol Kennis. I don't think I saw her. Carrie Martini. April McGinnis. Carrie Murray. Doug Neely. Was I in the talk? Anyway. Alice Norris. I didn't see her either, but Lynn Orson, she's here. Carol Hawley. Janice Salisbury. Alice here. Alice, are you here? Okay. Harry Scholl. Cynthia Toll. Yes, she's here. Rick Toll. You can take one for him. You can take one for him. Linda Van Haverbeek. Steve Van Haverbeek. David Weissel. Daphne West. Susan Zocco. This one. That's this one.
All right. Thank you so much, PAC people. Well, we could not have done that without you because, as you know, like I can't do that as an employee of the city. Do a lot of the things that you did, and so thank you so very much. It was so much work, and you did a great job. And you passed it by 68%. You were so awesome.
Right.
Next list. Okay. Actually, some of the raise our hands.
Yep. Brent Barton and Bill Kennemer. They wrote a wonderful letter for the newspaper. Lynn Baskins is still not here. Wendell's still not here. William Gifford, Joyce Gifford, Carol Chemist, Todd Chemist, Doug Neely, Alice Norris, Lynn Orson, Jan Salisbury, Jim, is it Shep? Shepke. Cynthia, we did. Daphne West. So Suzanne Zocco is not here. The organizations represented, the League of Women Voters were involved. The Oregon City Business Alliance were involved. The Oregon City Chamber of Commerce, the Oregon City Education Association, the Oregon City Library Foundation. And I think we have foundation members coming up. The Budget Committee, Steve Anderson. Okay. Charlie Bowman. Charlie Bowman? Oh, yes, Charlie, of course. Hey, very much. D.A. Hildebrand. Joan Jasper. You're too late, you can't have one. Sid Scott. Brian Shaw. Linda Ackerson. Marie Cole. David Fraser. He gets a mug. Denise Kai. Where's Denise Kai? She's not here.
So this is the building.
David, up here.
These are a few members of the building committee that have been put together to get us through the building process. And we meet every other week. And Charlie is the slave driver that keeps us on task. So thank you very much for that.
Thank you. Okay. Oregon City Foundation Board. Carrie Martini again. Pam Boom, she's here. Brian Johnson. Steve Miller. Michael Sears. Harry Cho. Linda Van Haverbeek again.
It should have been on there. I'm sorry. Clear, yeah. So the foundation board.
Mike.
Use the mic.
Mike. Doug.
Oh, Mike who?
Share the
So this is the board that is helping us do fundraising for the building to make sure that it's just absolutely as best as it can be. So you'll be hearing more from them.
You've got nice warm hands.
Too much information.
Friends of the library, Linda Orson, Fran Mertz. Fran Mertz, no relation to Ethel Mertz, I'm sure. Celia Scholl. No, she's not here. Ava Robbie, she's here. Janice Gunderson. Janice Salisbury has been up, and Carrie Murray, and Linda Van Haverbeek, and Sue Vandernaal. Sue Vandernaal.
Whoa! Should have kept my mouth shut.
So the Friends is a support group that actually runs their own bookstore, which I don't know if you know how unusual this is, but most Friends group do not have the capacity to actually run their own bookstore. Most Friends are actually housed in the library in a very small little spot. So this group of people do an amazing, amazing job with an enormous amount of hours regularly to keep that bookstore going, and then those proceeds come back to the library in form of programs and other benefits like that. So like, for instance, they are going to pay for all of the programs that we'll hold for the community-wide read in February. So these guys are amazing.
Bill Kimmerer, would you come forward and take a mug, please?
Hey, Bill.
Thank you.
What'd I do?
Both you and Brett Barton had written this joint letter, wonderful bipartisan letter supporting the library, and we were really pleased to read that. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. Library board members. Laura Ingham. Is Laura here? There she is. Fred Haynes. Fred's not here. Okay. Claire Kellogg again. D.A. Hildebrand again. Don Wright again. No, Don Wright the first time. Excuse me, not again. Dan Willard. And Eileen Sheridan. Eileen, where are you?
So this is the advisory board that I report to monthly that help keep the library running as well as it does. These are your citizens that try to give me information about what the library should be. They do a great job.
Thank you.
And these are the guys that said go forward, and you went forward. Myself, Betty Mum, Carol Pauley, Kathy Roth, and Rocky Smith, the current sitting commissioners in there. Oh yeah, we get to stand up here. We get to stand up here. I'll take this one.
Oh, leave the mic with her.
Well, as you know, this is a very special group because this is the group of people that said go forth and do it. And we are certainly doing our best to respond to what they have said. But thank you, thank you, thank you for making that big decision because it was not without discussion.
I don't think so. A lot of discussion.
Yes. And I promise that we will work as hard as we can to make it the very best possible because we really want to honor you guys and the hard work that you've done. And thank you very much for all of your library support. You've been incredible. So there is one more presentation to be made. So Betty Mom, Kathy Roth, Doug Neely, and Claire Kellogg, would you please come up here?
I got my mug.
So what you did is, unfortunately, you're leaving office before we're actually breaking ground.
Oh, yeah.
So what I have for you is,
I love it. Woo, we get a show. Not at all. I love it. Ready to start digging, man.
don't start digging here.
Come on.
You gotta put it on.
Put it on.
Raymond, you've got your camera, right? Yeah.
Water lines you can work on later.
Well, here we go.
Oh, wait a minute, my hat was falling off there. There we go. Do it, Raymond. Good.
Oh, no, there's some loose fiber in there.
Well, this is your ticket to the groundbreaking, which we hope will be in July of 2015. So you are invited. That's your ticket. Please be there, along with the new members of the City Commission and Library Board. No, those are yours. I think, right?
These are our tickets.
Those are your tickets. Yeah.
They take them away from me.
Yeah. So let's thank these people again for their service.
Thank you all for being here. I know that we all appreciate it, but also we have to acknowledge Mo for all of her great work. There was so much tremendous community meetings and conversations, and I really felt like the library board and Mo was listening to what our citizens were telling us, and I think we'll get a great product at the end. So I'm looking very forward to that event. So thank you very much for all your work.
Okay, what's next?
Open mic. Open mic. There's something else that I was going to do.
Okay, and this is another part of the evening that we're all have been waiting for. We would like to have an open mic time for anyone that would like to come and say words of thanks to our Mayor Neely and Commissioner Roth and Commissioner Mum. So if the three of you wouldn't mind just stepping over here, and you can take your shovel if you want.
No, this is censored. You have to say something nice.
Oh my gosh, I had to give up my spoon, my shovel, and my stick.
And as long as I have the mic, I would like to begin. So I would like to say my special thanks to all three of you for the amazing 3 or 4 years 4 years now that we've had together. It's been a pleasure to serve with you as staff, and it's been also a pleasure to watch you approve things and make this city a much better and exciting place to be. So I just want to tell you I really appreciate all that you've done for this city, for these citizens.
You definitely helped us.
Who's next?
Nancy, I'll go.
So we have a little bit more of a presentation and some other condolences that we want to, well, condolences. bad word choice there. But we have a lot more to say about, our new commission and our old commission that are leaving tonight, and we have a little bit more that we'd like to present to them during the meeting. So there will be also another opportunity. That meeting starts at 7 o'clock. And so there'll be another opportunity for the staff and all of us to say a little bit more. And we also have some mementos as well to thank you for your service. So we'll say more then at that time.
Who's next?
We're all speakers there.
We're all staying till 7 o'clock.
Unaccustomed I am to public speaking. I have a special thing to say to Doug Neely, who's known in historical figures in circles as Dr. John McLaughlin. For those who have not seen him, he is a perfect McLaughlin even when his wife made him shave off some of his stuff. But I will tell you that, at least National Park wise and MMA, he is so valued as Dr. McLaughlin. While he thinks he can retire, when McLaughlin died at 73, I've had special dispensation from the Pope. He's now allowed to do it till he's 85. So Dr. McLaughlin, you may think you're getting away. Remember, McLaughlin was mayor of the city for several months. You're not getting away, sir. We welcome you back into our fold as the Dr. McLaughlin mayor. So we will have 2 mayors of Oregon City. There's the taller one. Yes, you are.
Who's next?
Uh-oh.
Unaccustomed as I am to public speaking, is that how we're supposed to say? You know, I left things in really great shape 4 years ago, and then
We have our own shovel.
that's why I have to stay far away from you. You know, it's amazing to watch the things that happened. You had a very tough 4 years. I didn't serve with the two of you, but I did serve with Doug. I wasn't able to get him to wear a suit to work, but yet it was always a pleasure to serve with Doug. He's one of the most honest people that I have ever met. And to the three of you, what you had to do, you could have run away from. Many councils do, they put off those decisions. You made really tough decisions, really tough. When, you know, a good chunk of our citizens lost work when Blue Heron closed, you saw that as an open door for opportunity, and you took it, and you forged those partnerships. And I am very, very proud of the way that you kept on moving, and because you, again, you could have done nothing, or you could have said, oh, you know, someone else will take care of it. But you did very hard things. I mean, the city is on rather sound financial footing because of your decisions, and look at the opportunities for the future. So I hope the three of you are very, very proud of the work that you have done, because I hope I speak for the room when I say that we're very proud of the work that you did. So congratulations on some very good decisions for our city. Thank you very much.
And who's next?
So I had the pleasure of coming on the library board 5 years ago when this whole process started, and having witnessed the frustrations and the searching, and that we could come to you and you guys were so much a part of the conversation, and you were supportive yet questioning, which is really important, which leads to those sound decisions. And I'm just going to say I'm going to miss seeing your faces and having those conversations across there. So thank you.
Thank you.
Next.
Hi, I'm Carlotta Collette, your Metro Councilor, and I just want to thank all three of you for the leadership that you have given on a number of projects. We've been there together on Conema Bluffs, on the enhancement grants, on Newell Creek Canyon, and best of all, it's been just a ball, really, working with you on the Blue Heron project. You've been great leaders, great partners. Kathy, I loved going to D.C. with you and meeting with EPA and others and wowing them with the story, not just of the spectacular opportunity, but of the partnership that you all helped lead. And you have always been at the head of the table. You've always been there when we've needed a unanimous vote. Your council has been there. You are great leaders, and your city, I'm sure you all thank them for that great leadership, as we thank you as a partner. So thanks.
Thank you.
Who's next?
Well, Rocky and I are going to say something later, but
Yeah.
we need to come up now real quick.
He's making me do it.
Take that.
No, we're not gonna sing.
We'll say more. We'll say more later.
We'll put John's song.
I don't know, but we're not going to do that. No, we're not.
During the commission. Yeah, thank you.
The five of us have been through a lot.
Yes, we have.
And there's been so much, and it's just been such a pleasure working with all three of you. and we're going to miss you so much, right, Rocky?
Yeah. I'm going to take a... What? I haven't even started it. I'm going to say a lot tonight at the commission meeting, but and I've been thinking about it all day. I think one of the things that really, for me being on the commission as long as I have, since 2008, this is the most solid commission we have had in my time here in terms of just some of the things we've had to deal with, some major, major decisions, as everyone has talked about already tonight. Some tragedies, some losses, and I think that all of the ups and downs, how huge they were, really brought this group together, and not only just the commission but the staff as a whole. And I'm really going to miss it. I love these people. I respect them. I consider them friends. I will miss having them here. I miss all their viewpoints. I think, we do disagree occasionally, but on the major, major topics, major decisions, this group has come together. And sometimes really, really tough stuff. And just incredible. And I've known them all for quite a long time. But I know them even more now. And I know they'll stay involved in the community. I hope they will. And because we're going to make them. Right? I'll say more tonight, but I love you guys. Thank you for all your work.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
I think that anyone who volunteers as much time as you people have volunteered and donated to this city can never be thanked enough. So thank you very much for that. But in particular, I have one thing I need to thank Mayor Neely for. One of the funniest things I ever heard in my life. Keep a straight face.
Do I think it's funny too?
Oh yeah, you think all of your stuff is funny. When those of us on the library PAC were given an opportunity to take a bus tour, where's Maureen? Oh, hi. And we were going to be going around to some various libraries and see how they had been adapted to Carnegie style and enlargements and so on. And when the mayor found out that we were going to be going on a bus trip, his first concern popped out of his mouth was, I hope I can remember all the words to 100 bottles of beer on the wall. Thanks for that, Doug.
I couldn't remember that.
Anyone else?
I've been working with a few of you for any number of years. 4 years with Kathy. I can't even count. It seems like forever working with Betty and Doug. And I have to tell you that you three have been an incredible asset to the Oregon City community, our commission, and certainly our Oregon City Chamber, whether it is a different viewpoint, whether it is an act of encouragement or extreme volunteerism. These people know how to volunteer. They know how to make a difference. And on behalf of the Oregon City Chamber and myself, I thank you three for committing so much to make a difference for this community. Thank you.
Thank you.
Next. Well, thank you all for coming. Oh, sure. Come on up, Bob.
You got 3 minutes.
Can you wrap it up? You're running out of time.
Doug, I'm at a loss for words. Betty, I'm taking pictures of this, and I'm having just a little technical issue here. Hold that for me. Just put your hands out like that for me so I can.
I do believe that.
Just one step forward.
There we go.
Okay, one step. No, Doug, forget. Zombie. Another step. Another step forward. No, big step. Come on.
Stand up, Betty.
Where's my chair? I did. I knew you were having this session.
You're making me feel left out, though.
There's a reason for it. Boy, I tell you, you are something. Any guy that would appoint me to the planning commission. But
I just told you to stop complaining all the time.
he told me to put up and shut up. And I drove from the coffee rush up Singer Hill, and it was turn right into the city. How am I going to make the application or not, Then he had the audacity to appoint me. And then Tony had the audacity to not have a planning commission meeting for the next 6 months. You want me to swallow it or what? Anyway.
We need it for the teacher, Bob.
Thank you.
Thank you.
God bless all of you. And have Merry Christmas. Thank you. This is a great community. It's on the edge. We've done something historical with the legacy, and to back you people up is an amazing staff. An amazing staff. You don't know what goes on below the tip of the iceberg, all for the benefit of the public. And it's unsung. It's unsung. And I just hope that we just continue in this direction, working as a team, because there's nothing we can't do if we do it together. Amen. And for the public benefit. Those people that can't be here tonight, that are raising their families, getting ready for Christmas, praising the Lord, I'll say that to my dying day. If I don't shut up, I think it's going to be sooner than
And here comes a real unsung hero.
Yeah, that's right.
No, I sing a lot. Complain. No, I just was thinking a lot of people have been saying to me two things. One, oh, you're going to have your husband home all the time. And, oh, you're going to have your husband home all the time. But I've been listening to his plans, and no, I'm not going to have him home that much anymore either, because he's talking about committees and taking a class and But maybe I'll see him a little bit more, and that'll be a good thing.
Well, thank you for sharing him, Beth. And who's next? Okay. Well,
to say something, if I may.
Thank you. I appreciate all of our citizens who give us the information that we need to make good decisions. I think we've had great partnerships with Metro and Chamber and OC Business Alliance. But I really appreciate everybody coming out. I appreciate getting all the emails, all the suggestions, all the phone calls. I think I probably won't miss that part of the job as much, especially the phone calls. But we can't do this without our citizens. I mean, you guys are valuable, very valuable to us. So that is important that we applaud you guys for being here also. Thank you.
I want to say what, is this on?
Yeah.
Okay. I want to say what a great learning experience this was for me. I can't emphasize that enough. I really learned a lot. I even bought the book Politics for Dummies to do this job. So does it work? I don't know. I never read it. But having the staff to help us through, Nancy especially, to walk me through all of my computer problems, and I think I'm bringing it back with a virus. But just the staff was wonderful to help us to see where we needed to be going and to help us think about things that we didn't think about on our own. We can't, none of us are experts in everything. And everybody, that was one thing really great about serving on this commission. Everybody had an area of expertise, and that really serves well to bring a breadth to decisions that we had to make. And then if you take that, outside of that, and look at the citizen input, that on top of the breadth of the commission, it was a very, very good commission to work on. So I thank you all for that, for your involvement. Thanks.
I look around here and I think I see members from every advisory committee and board that we have. And I think one of the great things during the period of time I've been on, rarely have we had any vacancies on those boards. When people have had to leave, other people have stepped up. And I want to thank all of you that have served on advisory boards and the various committees. Even though there were sometimes issues that were concerned to various neighborhood associations, sometimes the Citizens Involvement Committee. The point is we had the forum in which those things could be brought up, and in almost all cases where they were brought up, they were extremely civil. And some of the decisions we made may not have gone the way that some people may have felt they needed to go, but we were trying to think of the community as a whole when we made those decisions. But the public involvement, the CIC, the neighborhood associations, all the boards and advisory committees, we're so grateful to you. Partnerships have been mentioned, and there are many of them. The governor's office and the commitment of the state in terms of this legacy project is an extremely important one. Very supportive of many of the things that we've done here and Red Gardens in the city have been very important to us. In the partnership, the Clackamas Board of County Commissioners, in terms of the Legacy Project, have been great partners with us. They're working in Washington trying to get us additional funds for this project to go forward. We have the state, we have the county, we have our neighboring cities. When we brought our neighboring counties too. When we were trying to get support from the governor's office to support the funds, we got tremendous letters of support from Washington County. I mentioned that at one of the last Metro meetings, and the chair of the Washington County Board of Commissioners was there and said, well, we know a good project when we see one. And the point is, they know good projects when they see them. They have several of them. And so we're getting credited for a great one ourselves, and they supported us tremendously. So there's been tremendous commitments on the part of, I would say, all of you that I see here and recognize you've been very involved in the city. And the boards are still there. There's still a vacancy or two, but not very many. Those will be filled at the beginning of the year, but you've been a joy to work with, and thank you so much. I'll be saying things to the commissioners individually later, and also to our executive staff. But the one thing I wanted to say, first of all, we have come together on many issues in these last 4 years, and we've carried them forward. You might want to stick around through the commission meeting because we're going to have something on our agenda. It's a very important one that just got put on. One of the things that started during our period of time that's going to come to fruition in this particular committee, but you've got to stick around to find out what it is. I think that the two growing ones, of course, are the library and the Legacy Project. And while we've had some issues and problems and so forth with some of our land development areas and some of our brownfield sites, those sites, they're going to be built. I was down there at Home Depot about 3 or 4 weeks ago, and it's been true almost every year they've been there. They're the #1 retail Home Depot in the Northwest. They define the Northwest as being Washington, Oregon, and Alaska. They've been the #1 retail spot in most years since they've opened. It is a fantastic site. Developers are going to come, and it's going to be developed. So I guess the charge for the next commission is people are going to be coming forward with great projects to Oregon City. It's going to continue to go on, and we'll be pleased to see them moving in. Thank you all so much. Oh. I've served on the commission for a total of 16 years. This is my 16th. This is we've had great staff the whole time, but this is the best executive staff I've ever come to know. Anytime I want to bring something up, I make sure I copy the city manager, but you were always willing to listen to me. They come forward with recommendations. Sometimes the direction they give wasn't the one we were expecting to get, but once we've been given the direction, they've carried through with it. And we're going to lose one of them very shortly. Nancy Ide, she heard I was leaving, so she decided she didn't want to work there anymore. That's not true. I'm just going to, because it's only because she is leaving. But, and I think Alice is aware of this too, some of our records were a mess. And she has organized everything in terms of how our meetings operate, our records, and so forth. If you have a chance to stay here for 7 o'clock, she discovered something that we're going to be bringing to the fore at the beginning of the meeting, and it's really neat. But you've got to wait around till 7 o'clock before you know what it is. So we got an important decision that we're making, and two, we got a real neat thing that's being presented. So I guess there's stuff for you out there if you want to wait around for an hour. Anybody else? Thank you so much.